Good evening, and you're very welcome indeed to Park Clare. We're here for round one of the TUS Clare Senior Football Championship. Can't wait for this one. Old rivals Kilmurry Ibrickane up against their near and dear neighbours St Joseph's Miltown. And you're very welcome indeed to Clare GA TV. My name is Peter O'Connell, and delighted to be joined on analysis this evening by former Aerogue manager Paul Madden. And Paul, I suppose you can relax now and enjoy an evening like this.
Well, it's definitely easier to enjoy an evening when you're not involved in it. Wasn't so easy for me last night on Cusack Park watching Aerogue and Cratloe. I was a bit nervous at the start, but it turned out to be a good evening as well, so looking forward to this one.
We'll look at the teams in a couple of minutes, but I suppose first of all the conditions, Paul. Maybe 15-20 minutes ago when you came in here, it was raining quite heavily. Thankfully that rain has dissipated a bit of a breeze, but the pitch, we have to say, in excellent condition.
Yeah, in fairness to Clare GA, the pitch is always top class. We played here in round one last year against Kilmurry, and fantastic facilities. So it's a little bit greasy on the surface, and there's a bit of a breeze picking up there now, which is just going to add to it. And you know, it's going to be, the crowds are starting to come in now. It's going to be a ding-dong game, I think.
It's been well flagged, Paul. Kilmurry missing quite a number of players, even compared to last year's county final when you were up against them yourself. Without 7 players, and including key players like intercounty player Daniel Walsh. Keelan Sexton, as we know, of course, has transferred. So it is quite a test, I suppose, of Kilmurry's depth.
Yeah, it is. If any club really can instill a belief in their younger players, it seems to be Kilmurry Ibrickane. You know, they just have that ability to put on the jersey and straight away slot into a senior team. But there's a lot of changes. That being said, when you look through the team sheet that we just got in, there's still a lot of talent on that pitch, and I think, you know, that they'll settle in quite well. The fact that it's a derby as well is probably going to help them a little bit, because you know, they're going to have to be on their toes from the very start.
And just mentioned of those teams, we'll just quickly run through the starting teams. Kilmurry Ibrickane will have David Sexton in goals. Full back line, Conor Carney wearing 2. Darren Hickey, the veteran full back, wearing 3, and completing the full back line, Maurice Donlan. The Kilmurry half back line, Joshua Maloney, plays at right half back, wearing number 6. Dermot Coughlin, interesting to see will he play at centre back, and Dara Sexton will wear number 7. The midfield partnership looks like a decent partnership, it has to be said. Evan Cahill, who impressed with Clare this year with the Clare senior footballers, he'll be partnered by Diarmuid King. The Kilmurry half forward line, Kevin Tuberty, Quaylen O'Dea is at centre forward, and Colin Constantine wears 12. And the full forward line, Joe Campbell, Cathal Talty at 14, and wearing number 15, Shane Hickey. And just before we go to Miltown, Paul, we were just talking earlier on, Shane Hickey, he's been around since 2004 playing championship football. It's quite a tribute to him, in fairness. Yeah,
I think, I know for a fact they beat us in a replay in 2004, and he was playing that day, so that's some achievement. And looking out there now, he seems to be looking as fit as he was back in 2004, in fairness to the guy. So I think experience is really important, certainly in days like this, and with so many changes for Kilmurry. So he'll be a vital cog for them today, just squeeze know-how.
John O'Connell is whistling for the captain in the middle of the field. So the Miltown team, they line out with Ger Malone in goals. This will be, I think, his debut in terms of being in goals for St Joseph's. The full back line, Ewan Reedy wears 2. Shawnee Malone again has been around a few years at this stage. He'll be at full back again, and wearing 4 is Cormac Devitt. The Miltown half back line, Sean Nealon is at right half back. Centre back, number 19, Gerard Curtin, and wearing 7 is Stephen Murphy. We'll pause now for a second for Oran Levine. Michael Murray and Conor Cleary are in the middle. Paul Frawley is at wing forward. Darren McDonough centre forward. Keane Mahoney on the wing. Owen Cleary, Cormac Murray and Ewan Lenine complete the full forward line. We'll pause for Oran Levine. Decent crowd here in Clare. The teams running into their respective positions. And just one small piece of information in case people are wondering what's happening: Cormac Murray won't be wearing number 14. He will in fact be wearing number 34, and we were told just before the game that the number 14 got torn, so possibly, Paul, maybe training got a bit competitive or something during the week. Maybe Miltown were wearing the jerseys, getting ready for this, but number 14, that jersey is torn. So John O'Connell is ready. He's going to throw the ball in the middle of the field, and this age-old battle between Kilmurry Ibrickane and St. Joseph's Miltown may well take another twist. Darius Sexton races onto the break immediately, wins that, and Kilmurry now in possession straight away with Kevin Tuberty. Kevin Tuberty gives it to Quill Noddy, and back to Darius Sexton, and Dermot Coughlin, wearing number 6, seems to be playing centre back, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of a role he has this evening and how Miltown deal with that as well. And that's one point, Paul, isn't it? Where Dermot Coughlin playing centre back, interesting tactic.
I actually think it's a good move. He tends to drift down the field a lot, so the fact that they have to keep the numbers up means that it'll probably suit him better to be coming forward onto the ball.
Evan Cahill made a nice run forward there for Kilmurry. Kilmurry won the throw in and still are in possession, and Darren Hickey pops it on now to Darius Sexton. Darius Sexton gives it back to Dermot Coughlin. Dermot Coughlin passes the 45. He just passes the arc now at this stage as well. It's a good run from Coughlin. Goes to ground, wins the free, and I think he was fouled on that occasion by Paul Frawley. But a really good example there, Paul, I suppose, of Kilmurry just very comfortable in possession. Yeah,
they always are. They move the ball across the pitch there, and then they have a strike runner. And again, going back to what I said, I think Dermot Coughlin is ideal for that.
So the free is going to be taken out by their number 14, their full forward, Cahill Talty, off his left foot. He's just roughly on the 21-yard line, suits a left-footed kicker, and he uses the breeze really, really well. And Cahill Talty puts over the first score of this TUS Senior Football Championship game, brought to you live on Clare GA TV. And of course, Stream Sports are the proud broadcast partners of Clare GA. So the first kick out from Jerry Malone, and it's a really long kick out, a great kick out from Jerry Malone, and one on nearly the opposition 45 there, won really well by Ewan Lenine. The free taken very, very quickly there by Cormac Devitt, but cut out by Darius Sexton, and Darius Sexton has been on the ball quite a lot at this stage. And we've only had a couple of minutes, as has Dermot Coughlin. Dermot Coughlin gives it back to Sexton. Sexton switches the play to the far side here in Clare, and Evan Cahill has it now. Evan Cahill now taking on the Miltown number 10, Paul Frawley. And Kilmurry nearly lost it, but held on to it. Joshua Maloney picks it up, and Kilmurry definitely will be, I'd say, quite content with this start so far. Their centre forward, Quill Noddy, switches it to the far side, and Miltown possibly might maybe push out a small.
Yeah, I think Miltown are sitting quite deep, and I think they have a slight breeze in their favour. Kilmurry are very comfortable on the ball. You just can't let them have it for long periods, and they're happy to be patient in the build-up. Dermot Coughlin goes again on a rampage.
It's a good probing run from Coughlin. He's well in. Nobody coming to meet him. Has the shot, and a great save from Jerry Malone. My God, what a save from the
fantastic
keeper.
Fantastic. He's had two things to do in the game so far, Jerry Malone. The first was a kick out into the breeze, which was brilliantly taken, and that's some save.
And it was some run as well. I mean, it was a great run from Dermot Coughlin, but Miltown will wonder how come no one met him.
Yeah, they just seem to be sitting back a bit at the moment. I think the first couple of minutes of this game, Peter, are going to just find their feet a bit. Even with that last free that they got, they just kicked it aimlessly up the field. I think there's a bit of nerves settling into them there, but the Kilmurry lads look very comfortable on the ball.
3.5 minutes gone. Joe Kelly, the linesman on the far side, is standing in the middle of the field, and he's showing Dermot Coughlin exactly where to kick this 45 from. Joe now reversing back to the far sideline. Dermot Coughlin stands up to this. It's on the 45, and it's dead straight in front of the Miltown goal mouth, so he'll be hoping to get a, I suppose, good contact on this and maybe drift over Kilmurry's second point, and that's exactly what he does. It's a great score from Dermot Coughlin from the 45, and Kilmurry, Paul, will be very pleased. Just 4 minutes gone, leading by 2 points to no score.
Yeah, very pleased. They've started very, very well. Very solid. Another good kick out from the Miltown goalie.
Good kick out from Jerry Malone, but cut out by Miltown, or by Kilmurry, is Diarmuid King in the middle of the field. And Darren Hickey now breaking forward. He's playing full back, but he's not playing at full back. The couple of times he's been in possession has been very high up the field, Evan Cahill now links up with Conor Carney, who gives it back to Cahill, and Cahill gives it to Quail Nodee, and Kilmurry really looking very comfortable, as Paul has been saying up to this point. Cahill Talty now, the full forward, does well, holds on to the ball under a bit of pressure. No real tackle of note coming in, and Kilmurry are in with a goal opportunity, and what a finish from the veteran we were talking about earlier on, Paul, Shane Hickey.
Yeah, I think his goal was made by a brilliant run. He went from one side of the pitch to the other and got on a pass, and it was a great finish. Top corner, keeper, no chance.
Shane Hickey has been a top class defender for many years for Kilmurry Ibrickane, and has now shown what he can do as a forward. That bit of cuteness, game intelligence, and the finish. And it was a great run prior to that from Cahill Talty. The kick out taken, Miltown win the free in the middle of the field. They need to do something here. Conor Cleary, good diagonal ball into Cormac Murray. Murray now knows he's got to do something. It's a good run from Murray. He's in on goal, goes to ground, and the referee John O'Connell says that's a free in. Kilmurry not convinced. Cormac Murray is still on the ground, and John O'Connell is going to go in for a quick word with the umpire. What do you make of that, Paul?
Yeah, initially I thought that he had taken a bit too much out of the ball, and he might have
penalty.
I'm not sure about that now. I'd have to look at that again.
So John O'Connell has awarded a penalty to St. Joseph's Miltown. The foul, or well, John O'Connell deems it a foul. The tackle.
It looked like Dermot Coughlin just tried to hold him up with his hands. It looks harsh enough now to me, but they really have an opportunity here to get back in the game. And I know it's early in the game, but this is almost a must-win, a must-score for them.
Absolutely. Just over 6 minutes gone, and this will be a pivotal moment. And the penalty is going to be taken by a man with a lot of experience. He won't panic. We're praising Shane Hickey there for his calmness when he buried that Kilmurry goal. Shawnee Malone, almost not quite as experienced as Shane Hickey, but has been around a long time. The Miltown fullback, and he's up against Kilmurry Ibrickane goalkeeper David Sexton, and it eventually ends up in the back of the net. Didn't look too convincing, Paul,
no, it wasn't
over convincing,
but if they get another couple of more green flags after that are unconvincing, they won't care. That's it's a very important score for them now to get back in the game.
Absolutely. Potentially a pivotal score there from Shawnee Malone. It looked a bit dicey, but it went in. Dara Sexton wins the kick out, gets rid of it nice and quick. Kilmurry have it now with their midfielder Dermot King, and Conor Carney switches the play to the far side of the field. It's been a very opening 7 or 8 minutes. Great run again now from Dermot Coughlin. It's a high tackle, he goes to ground, and you called it, Paul, after about a minute. The positioning of Dermot Coughlin, it's working so well.
Yeah, it is,
so
and it's kind of hard. It's harder to mark him when he's at 6, because your centre forward's actually thinking to attack rather than be defending, and he likes to make these deep runs. But normally he does it from a forward position, but he's a great opportunity here now to stretch the lead. He's
already put over a 45. He's had a great shot on goal that was superbly saved by Jerry Malone. Dermot Coughlin now stepping up. This is off his hands, and absolutely no doubt about it. Straight over the bar. Second point for the Kilmurry centre back. They lead by 1-3 to Miltown's 1 goal, and Jerry Malone now will take his latest kick out. And I suppose one thing we did hear about Jerry Malone, which I suppose probably knew, Paul anyway, his kick outs are decent. We'll see what happens with this one. Well won by Conor Cleary, but he's very solid in the kick out, isn't he?
Yeah, very solid, and there's a little bit of a breeze there now as well, and he's getting good distance on them. They just need to get their hands on the ball, Miltown, and they seem to be doing that here now with Conor Cleary. Conor
Cleary now breaking forward, taking on Kilmurry's Colin Considine. John O'Connell has spotted a free, put the hand up. He was momentarily playing advantage, but the ball spilled away from Miltown, so he's awarded Miltown the free, and this free is going to be taken by Conor Cleary.
It's Owen Cleary, and it looks like it's probably his first time on the ball. I'd say he hasn't touched the ball yet. Miltown will really need to get the likes of Owen on the ball more if they're going to cause a threat to Kilmurry.
Yeah, Owen Cleary hasn't been involved as of yet, but this would be, if he puts it over, it's outside the arc. So if he does bang this over, it would be an orange flag, as I say. John O'Connell is ordering somebody.
I think that is a Kilmurry man. He's telling him to get away from behind the goal.
So the Kilmurry man, it's quite a distance away. He wasn't too happy from the body language that we're here in the stand incorrect there, but John O'Connell spotted him. Owen Cleary takes the free right on the arc, puts it straight over the bar.
It's a serious score.
A 2-pointer, and those scores from kind of minimal possession, Paul, Miltown only a point behind.
Yeah, it's amazing really, because Kilmurry have had all the play, but 2 set pieces of 2-point free and a penalty have them right back in the game, and this kick out now is going to be quite important to see if Kilmurry can get their hands back on it again.
So we've had almost exactly 10 minutes. It's been a frenetic 10 minutes. We've had a lot of great play, and what a super catch in the middle of the field from Evan Cahill. The ball banged in early into the Kilmurry full forward line. The Miltown cornerback tries to go around the ball. That's Ewan Reedy, and but Kilmurry win it back. There's a right old battle going on inside there. Kilmurry did well there to win it back. And it's back now with Evan Cahill in the middle of the field. It was Joe Campbell who gave it back. Dermot Coughlin has it again now. Coughlin's been involved in a huge amount of play so far. He's kind of he's now holding, he's limping, so that's a huge concern for Kilmurry. Dermot Coughlin limping.
I think his marker just stood down on his foot by accident there, so I'm sure he'll be fine.
Well, hopefully he will. Well, from a Kilmurry point of view, I suppose, and the point of view of the game, he really has been excellent so far. So let's see what's going to happen here now. Kilmurry still have it. They've had possession for quite a while. Shane Hickey holding on to it, showing all that experience. Kilmurry throwing the ball around. Evan Cahill is going to have the shot. Went well wide.
I think he had a free awarded, so I think it was a free shot, to be fair.
So John O'Connell had played advantage. Evan Cahill spotted that, and it's going to be a free now to Kilmurry from an angle, Paul, that suits a left-footed kicker.
Yeah, and the first one he got, he kicked very well, so you'd expect him to be certainly aiming it for the far post and allowing that breeze to curl it back in, but it's not a gimme.
So Carl Talty from quite an angle, and again you called it right in terms of Dermot Coughlin. He seems to be okay.
Yeah, I think it was an accident. It was just a bang, yeah.
So Carl Talty now with this free from his hands.
That's a serious kick.
Super kick.
Yeah, super kick.
Absolutely top class. His second point from a free, and I mean the conversion in terms of both sides. I know Miltown have scored their 1-2 from dead balls, as you said, but Kilmurry's accuracy conversion has been extremely impressive.
Yeah, very good, very good.
So Ger Malone with the kick out, he goes long right into the middle of the field. 2 or 3 lads go up. Paul Frawley comes down and pops it off to Conor Cleary. Good run from Cleary. Cleary gives it to twin brother Owen. Can Owen get back in that left foot? Small bit of space there. Has the shot, but
he looks like he hooked that a little bit.
Hooked it a bit, and you could tell by the way the goalkeeper didn't seem to be too panicked, and it went about a foot wide. So the scoreline remains as it was. Kilmurry leading by 3 points, 1-5 to Miltown's 1-2. So David Sexton standing over this latest kick out. He's scanning, looking for somebody to make a move. Lands it in the middle of the field. It seems to be a bit of indecision there. Conor Cleary missed it, picked up by Kilmurry, but caught out. Paul Frawley gives it back to the Miltown cornerback, and that's Ewan Reedy who cut out the ball initially. Cleary has it again. Cleary's been involved a good bit in the last 5 or 6 minutes in that middle third of the field. Ewan Reedy switches the play to the far side to Miltown's midfielder Michael Murray. Murray goes direct, but a very good cornerback play there from Conor Carney. Read that well, held on to it, popped it off as far as Dermot Coughlin. He gives it to Diarmuid King. Dara Sexton's making a great run outside King. He pops it to Sexton wearing 7, herring forward. Paul Frawley trying to defend him. Diarmuid King flicks it back as far as Sexton. Sexton gives it to Quillen O'Dea. Quillen O'Dea slows the play down a small bit back to Dermot Coughlin, and Dermot Coughlin switches it outside him to Evan Cahill. Cahill now trying to take on Conor Cleary, takes on 2 Miltown men, both midfielders, and then off his left foot. It was a great run, but just that finish lacking.
Yeah, that's a bad miss now. You'd expect him to tap that one over. But you notice that Kilmurry are very happy to hold on to the ball. They're in no panic to get it forward. When Miltown get it, they're trying to move it a bit quicker, but Kilmurry are happy to take their time and wait for that strike run.
Wait for a strike run, and then somebody injects that small bit of play, that small bit of pace into it. Ball breaks in the middle, picked up by Kilmurry, and Evan Cahill breaking forward again now. Good ball from Cahill to Quillen O'Dea. Quayle O'Dea, can he get on his left foot? He does get on his left foot, but is it enough to go over? The umpires didn't look convinced. Eventually they said it is a point. It's a 6 point for Kilmurry, 1-6 to 1-2.
Yeah, that was a good score in fairness. Going back to the basics, the long kick out, breaking the ball, you can see that Miltown goalie is kicking it long every time, whereas the Kilmurry goalkeeper Sexton is trying to get a short one away if he can.
Jeremy Malone now switches it to the stand side. The ball is on the ground. 2 or 3 lads go for it, and Martin Downs indicates that the ball had gone out over the sideline, and he indicates that the line ball will be to Kilmurry, and it's going to be taken by Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey is asking, is it a free?
Yeah, it's a free. I think it was a late challenge in the back of the Miltown wing forward there.
Dara Sexton, small bit slow, holds on to the ball. He started very well. That was his first mistake, but he's been on the ball. Been on the ball a lot.
In fairness, he is on the ball a lot, and he's that sort of player for them. He likes to get on the ball and go at pace. But in fairness to Ewan Lineen in corner forward for Miltown, he's putting in some big tackles and he's working very hard in there.
So Miltown now trying to build something with Michael Murray, gives it to Owen Cleary. Cleary has a little bit of space, and that's absolutely super score from Cleary. He's put over 3 points already. He's had 3 shots on goal, 1 went wide, but 2 of the 3 have gone over. 1 was a 2-pointer, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, and to be fair, I know there's been a couple of misses, but the quality so far from a shooting perspective from both teams has been really good, considering it is quite blustery out there, and they're managing the conditions quite well. 16
minutes gone here in Clare, and you're watching Clare GA TV, live coverage of the TUS Clare Senior Football Championship. That latest kick out from Kilmurry breaks in the middle of the field. Miltown pick it up, and Ewan Lineen now gives it back to Cleary. Owen Cleary looks very, very good in the last couple of minutes, and Miltown now doing what Kilmurry have done impressively at times in this game so far, just showing a bit of patience. Conor Cleary, however, shoots from distance from outside the arc, but that went well wide. Yeah, and Conor is a player that will come up regularly, kick a boomer of a score, but he won't be too happy with that one. But Miltown have settled a little bit more into the game now, and they're happy. At the start they were very nervous and they were playing that ball far too quick, and they're starting to put it through the hands a bit more, and you can see that it's a bit of a up and down game at the moment, so there's lots of action. So David Sexton now looking at his options. Is he going to go long? Is he going to try and pop it into space, or is somebody going to go short? It doesn't look as if anyone is making a run. That's the difficulty with the new rules. If you're not getting runners outside, you just have to go along and hope for the best. Ewan Lineen now wins that ball up against Dara Sexton, pops it as far as Darragh McDonough, the Miltown centre forward. McDonough now pops it back to the Miltown wing forward. That's Cian Mahoney. Miltown looking now to create a bit of an angle. Michael Murray pops it as far as Grode Curtin, and Michael Murray now has a shot from distance. It'll be a 2-pointer if it goes over, but it never looked likely that it was going to go over, and it drifts wide. And there is definitely a bit of a breeze, Paul, and it seems to me that it is favouring Miltown playing into the scoreboard end. I think that's 2 in a row now that Miltown have kicked from that area of the pitch uncontested. They had more time than they realised, and you've seen that even last week in Croke Park when Meads are up there. If you're going for these 2-pointers and they keep missing, you're going to be putting yourself under pressure. So David Sexton now scanning again. The new rules definitely involve a lot of kickouts that sometimes just break in the middle of the field, but Paul Frawley caught that one, and Miltown now getting a bit of a grip, it has to be said, in the last few minutes in that middle third. Yeah, they're winning a lot more breaks, and Kilmurry don't look as comfortable on their own kick out as they were at the start of the game. Good defending there from Dermot Coughlin. Won the ball back from Miltown, was fouled. John O'Connell says it's a free. Definitely was. Taken quickly by Coughlin, gives it to Quayle O'Dea, and Dara Sexton bursting forward, wearing 7, playing it right half back, soling the ball and waiting for somebody to make maybe a run off his shoulder. Finds a teammate on the outside, and Miltown or Kilmurry now have it with Diarmuid King. Diarmuid King taking on a couple of Miltown men, but Darragh McDonough got to tackle in. Eventually it spills for Miltown. That was good defending. Paul Frawley picks it up. Shawnee Malone breaks out with the ball. Frawley has it again now, and Miltown have a small bit of space in front of Cormac Murray, a long way up the field. Dara Sexton fouls Frawley. Frawley takes the free very, very quickly, and it's with Miltown's right half back Sean Nealon gone to ground. The referee, the ball goes in nice and quick as far as Cormac Murray. Somewhat belatedly maybe called the mark, So I'm not 100% sure. Is John O'Connell given the...
No, I think it was for a challenge on Cormac Murray. I think it was a late challenge. He was well bottled up by 3, but I think it was a late hand in that gave it. But
so the free in will be taken by Cormac Murray, wearing number 34, playing at full forward, and this
should be a tap over for him.
Well capable, and does exactly that. It's down now to a 2-point game. Cormac Murray putting over that.
One of the things with the new rule is that's very noticeable in games. If you turn over the ball, you're in trouble, and the best way to move it forward is to move it quick. So you got to have your players in position and move that ball quick, and then you're one-on-ones all over the place.
Well, we can see David Sexton, Paul. He's looking for options, looking for something to go.
Yeah, he's more comfortable with that short ball, but the options seem to have run out now, and Miltown are pushing up on him and making him go along, and they seem to be winning all the breaks. Miltown almost won this latest break, but the ball deflected off their left half back, and it went out over the line there. Left half back Stephen Murphy.
So it's a line ball now for Kilmurry, taken by Dara Sexton, gives it to Shane Hickey pops it back to Sexton on a small bit of space. Nice ball, crosses front of the arc. Kilmurry still have it, back with Sexton nice and calm, nearly too calm, nearly loses possession to Michael Murray. John O'Connell is playing advantage, Evan Talty has it, and the hand is still up, and John O'Connell says that, well, there was no advantage there for Kilmurry, and I think he's going to go back and give the free to Dara Sexton.
Dara Sexton's going to take the free. Yeah, there was, when you have an advantage, you should try and get a shot away if you can.
In the knowledge that
if it doesn't go in, you still have a free shot back. Dermot Coughlin's on it now, I think.
So Dermot Coughlin has it for Kilmurry, playing centre back. He's put over 2 points, one from a 45, one from a free. What's he going to do here? He spreads the ball to the far side of the field. Not sure, was he maybe possibly...
I think he was actually going for it. I think he was lining up a shot there, and he just miscued it, but he stole a couple of yards as well, which all clever players will do.
So anyway, the ball broke on the far side of the field. The umpire indicates looked as if it might have been a line ball, but the umpire in fact had said the ball was gone wide. So Ger Malone now is taking this kick out, and he's looking for, again, like his counterpart at the far side of the field, looking for options, and it's a very good kick out from Ger Malone. Finds Conor Cleary. There wasn't height, but there was direction and there was accuracy, and Miltown have it with Michael Murray. Murray now toe to hand going forward, taking on Evan Cahill. Still has it, looking around, gives it to Owen Cleary. Cleary gives it to Ewan Lenine gives it back to Cleary. Miltown now with Sean Nealon, Paul Frawley, Conor Cleary again, having a little bit of sustained possession, and nice lovely ball forward there from Miltown's Cian Mahoney, and the shot there, not 100% sure who the shot there at the end was.
Cormac Murray,
yeah. But again,
but I think it looks like Kilmurry are happy enough for Miltown to have 2-point efforts, which is strange because they have the breeze now. They've had a lot of wides with them, but they're sitting quite deep, making sure that there's plenty of cover in front of Sexton in goals.
So it's still a 2-point game, and David Sexton now is again surveying what's happening outside, and he's going to just have to go along, and when it does go along, it generally breaks, and it's anyone's ball at that stage. Paul Frawley, who's been very good,
he's been lively,
wins that break again in the middle third of the field, pops it off as far as Ewan Lenine. Lenine needs a couple of goals before controlling it, eventually does exactly that. Gerard Curtin holds on to it under a bit of pressure, switches it to the far side to Sean Nealon. Nealon gives it to Conor Cleary. Cleary pops it to his midfield partner Michael Murray. The shot is on, he's at a good angle for right-footed kicker. It was a good angle, but it just drifts wide, and
I think he had a player inside him there, and I think they've missed about 3 or 4 of those now. When there been an option to pop the player in, and he was bearing down on goal, and at that stage you could have fisted it over the bar even. And
that can suck a small bit of energy, Paul, can't it?
Well, I think that's about 4 or 5 of those shots that they've missed now at this stage, and with a little bit of breeze at their back, they're probably forcing that 2-point issue, and they should be just working it in.
So we've got 6 minutes to half time. David Sexton takes the latest kick out, but Miltown win that easily. Gerard Curtin switches, a good switch from the number 19 who's playing centre back to the far side of the field. Miltown now bursting through. It's good score as well.
Yeah, it's a very good score.
Really good score. Just want to see who got the score. I think it was Cormac Murray.
Yeah, I think number 34 again, Cormac Murray. Yeah.
So he wasn't actually in a full forward position. He was kind of out towards the wing of it, but good use of space and a really good change direction from Goro Curtin.
Yeah, Kilmurry really need to get their hands on the ball from a kick out. They seem to have lost all their shape for kick outs. There's no runs being made, and he's been forced to kick long. And Miltown tend to get their hands on the ball when it goes long, like they have again.
Outstanding from Darren McDonough in the middle of the field. Catches the latest kick out from David Sexton. Owen Cleary has now taken on Conor Carney. Carney trying to keep him outside. Cleary gives it back to Ewan Lenine. Conor Cleary has now looks around, switches it infield to Darren McDonough, who caught that kick out. McDonough now switches it to the far side, and Cormac Murray has it again, taking on Kilmurry. Excellent play from Cormac Murray, gives it back to Michael Murray. Michael Murray off his left foot, puts that over the bar, and I suppose, Paul, if you don't succeed, keep trying, and that's exactly what Michael Murray did. That was a lovely score.
Yeah, for the first time in the game, you see a little bit of panic maybe in the Kilmurry defence there with the kickouts. They're really unsure what to do, and Miltown have got level now for the first time, really. So they're they seem to be winning all the breaks around the middle of the pitch as well. Well
constructed score there now. Can Kilmurry win a kick out? They're under serious pressure in that middle third. Paul Frawley again might have gone down the ball that time, pulls on it. Referee doesn't suggest that there's a free there, and Miltown eventually do win it back with Ewan Reedy. Miltown now looking a bit more or less transformed in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They're dominating that middle third, winning loads and loads of breaks, and getting into good positions. And as they are now with Owen Cleary, Cleary breaks forward, and a player of his class can do exactly that.
Yeah, and he's the sort of player you want on the ball in that area, because he will kick 9 out of 10 of those over the bar, which he's shown there today. I think he's had a couple of shots already and they've converted them fully, so they need to get the likes of Owen Cleary on the ball as much as they can.
Cleary has put over 4 points, 1 2-pointer and 2 1-pointers, so 4 points in total. And Miltown trying to put the pressure on the sideline, suggesting that the Kilmurry goalkeeper is taking a bit of time to take the kick out. I wouldn't blame him, because he's looking for that bit of movement outside. The latest kick out is won again by Miltown. Cormac Murray has been electric in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and off his left foot that goes well wide. So maybe I kind of put the Hexen in there, but he has been very impressive.
Yeah, he's been very lively. He's borderline over carrying it at times. He got caught once for it. He's getting past the first player and then he's trying to go past the second one, but that was a bit of a snapshot now. He won't be happy with that one, because they really have taken over here, so they need to make hay while the sun is shining, so to speak. So
what do you do, Paul, in a scenario like this from a manager's point of view? You're on the sideline, you can't win a kick out.
I think Sexton is doing right. He's taking as much time as he can over the ball, and he's just, but there's no runs coming. There's no runs.
That's what I can't understand.
You need to get one of your senior players, maybe even a Shane Hickey, to come back to pitch and just get on a ball, any ball at all, and get it through the hands. They're very comfortable when they have it in their hands, but they just can't win a ball now. Conor Cleary's after winning another kick out.
Colin Considine has it now, and he's trying to line up a shot, but he did overcarry. It was marginal. In fact, it was Keane Mahoney, I should say. Keane Mahoney, Miltown's number 12, did overcarry, and maybe this is something now that
that's great defending.
Kilmurry can benefit from. Shawnee Malone got the hand in there on Colin Talty. Talty still has it, gives it back to Diarmuid King. Diarmuid King nearly spills it, but holds on to it eventually, and a small bit of possession now, badly needed possession for Kilmurry. Can they make something happen? Not a great ball forward. Conor Cleary read that well. Cleary emerges now, the Miltown number 9 with the ball, gives it to Paul Frawley, who I think has had, I think we're agreed on that, Paul. Paul Frawley has been really good.
His work rate has been excellent.
But Miltown give the ball away in the middle of the field, and Dermot Cockton benefits, gives it forward as far as Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey goes to ground, fouled there by Sean Nealon, takes the quick solo and go, and pops it off now as far as Gareth Sexton. Gareth Sexton gives it back to Kevin Tuberty wearing 10. Sexton is on the ball again. He started really well, has gone out of the game slightly in that period, I suppose, where Kilmurry were really struggling in that middle third, but Kilmurry now have a bit of a period of possession for the first time in a while, and they're trying to make something happen here with Colin Considine wearing 12. Dara Sexton has it again, bursting forward. Chance here now of maybe going for a point from distance, and that effort was from Kilmurry's right half back Joshua Maloney, and it drifted wide, Paul.
Yeah, but at least they got their hands on the ball there, and they've slowed Miltown down a bit. This next kick out now for Miltown, if Kilmurry can get their act together around the middle of the field and break it forward at least.
So can Kilmurry do what Miltown have been doing to them on their kick out? And well, they do, because Conor Carney won that well, and now Kilmurry are breaking forward, and I suppose it really does emphasise the importance of kick-outs as Quail O'D burst forward. Great run from O'D.
That's a free.
Just as he was popping it off, it seems as if his hand was pulled back. Paul,
his hand got pulled back, and the ref indicated straight away. Initially, it looked like he had dropped the ball, but it was a clear free. So this is an opportunity now for Kilmurry to level matters again.
It was a great run from O'D. So Cathal Talty now he's put over 2 points from more difficult angles, Paul, it has to be said. So
this should suit him as a left footer now. He should tap this one over.
So this now, as we tick into injury time, exactly 30 minutes gone here in Clare. So Cathal Talty should put this one over off his left foot, does exactly that. The game is tied at 1-7 apiece. It's been really interesting. There's been some great scores. There's been periods of dominance from both sides. Kilmurry started really well, then Miltown got a grip in that middle third, and Ger Malone goes short with this one.
That's the first one he's gone short with, to be honest, and they won it comfortably. So
lovely kick out from Ger Malone, and Stephen Murphy won it. So again, I suppose it probably emphasises, Paul, the importance of having a bit of variation on the kick out if one isn't working.
Well, what you tend to find is that if you're going along regularly, the opposition are sitting back, so then there will be space if you get a runner. And that time, Steve Murphy, the wing back for Miltown, made a good run, and Miltown goalie landed straight in his lap.
Darren McDonough has now, he's lining up the shot here, and it drifts wide. David Sexton looks slightly concerned there that it might have dropped short and could have caused a problem, but it drifted wide. And
probably coming up to half time, it's probably a fair score at half time, 1-7 apiece. Both teams have had a bit of dominance, and there's been some lovely scores from both teams, so I think it's probably a fair half time score.
Absolutely, it's been a really, really good game. It's been loads of incidents, loads of good, and all of it positive, Paul, really, isn't it? Like, I mean, lots of good football, good attack and play, and then Kilmurry probably dominating the first roughly 10 minutes, and then Miltown got a grip.
Yeah, Dermot Coughlin was outstanding in the first 15 minutes. He was central to everything that Kilmurry were doing, and I don't know, was it just that the ball wasn't coming to him then for the last 15 minutes, or did Miltown just tighten up on him? And in that period then, Conor Cleary got his hands on a lot of ball around the middle, and Darren McDonough started winning kickouts, and in fairness to Owen Cleary and Cormac Murray, the two of them, they're a handful, and if they get space, you know, they will punish you, which they have done.
And just before we wrap up for half time, Paul, on reflection, the Miltown penalty was really a pivotal score at that stage, because Kilmurry, from what I can remember, I think they're leading by 1-2 score at that stage.
Yeah, it was 1-2 score, and you felt, and I said it at the time, that it was a huge play, and if they hadn't scored it, you would have been worried for Miltown, but he got it just about. And then they kicked on from there, and you know, I think Kilmurry have just got the last score to half to level it, so it's been a bit of a ding-dong battle, really, in fairness, and it is, as you can feel it now, the wind is picking up considerably, and you know, Miltown are going to have that wind in the second half, and you'd be thinking they'll be trying to get the ball into Owen Cleary and Cormac Murray as early as they can.
Well, it's been a very, very interesting opening 30 minutes here in Clare. It's going to be very interesting half time here as well, because the under-9s from Miltown, the under-9s from Kilmurry are squaring up to each other.
Future rivalry,
getting it going straight away in front of a big crowd. So, and it has to be said, Paul, it's a great initiative from Clare GA to have, you know, at club games across the county, to have these over this weekend under-9 games, and just, you know, so is the seat.
It's fantastic. I mean, the kids look up to the senior players at the club, and you know, at half time they get to play on the same pitch, and you know, they'll be awake all night thinking of the memories of playing for Kilmurry or Miltown, and it's a fantastic initiative.
So we'll keep an eye on what's happening here at half time in these under-9 games, and we'll bring you details in a few minutes. But for now, just a quick reminder of the half-time score. It's Ibrickane 1-7, Miltown 1-7. We'll take a break for a few minutes, and we'll be back very soon with full second half coverage. from now. Yeah. And perfect timing. You're welcome back here to Clare. Second half between St. Joseph Miltown and Kilmurry Ibrickane just about to start. John O'Connell has the ball in the middle of the field. The match referee. It's 1-7 apiece after a frenetic second half. And as he started in the first half, Dermot Coughlin injects himself into the game very, very early in the second half, picking up that break, but that pop pass, but long ball in doesn't quite work. But maybe Kilmurry might pick up the break. In fact, it's Darren McDonough who picks it up, and Darren Canlan has been introduced for Kilmurry wearing number 28, if you can see that on the far side of the field. And John O'Connell has got his hand up. He's playing advantage for Kilmurry, so early opportunity for Kilmurry, roughly 30 yards out from an angle. It'll suit a left-footed kicker, and we know about Darren Canlan, Paul. He's got a great left foot. Carl Talty has one as well. He's going to take the free, but Canlan will be hoping to do something here for Kilmurry.
Well, I think they would have brought him on with the view to getting him on that arc for those 2 pointers, I'd say, with a bit of a breeze at their back now in the second half. This is a difficult one for Carl Talty.
So Carl Talty has been impressive from frees in the first half, but this one is well off the mark, drifts well wide. And in scenarios like that, Paul, from a manager's point of view, if the angle is just that bit too difficult, are you better off to just give and go and try and maybe build something?
Because he has been kicking them so well, Miltown will sit back and then allow him the opportunity to kick it, and maybe sometimes the clever play is a quick one, give and go and take it back again.
We gave Jerry Malone a lot of praise in the first half for a lot of his kickouts, but that one wasn't his best, and it was well cut out by Kilmurry in the middle third. Kilmurry now trying to build something here, and they've got it with Quaylen O'Dea. Quaylen O'Dea gives it back to, I think it's called Talty. Talty gives it to Dermot King. Dermot King taking on Michael Murray. Switches it to Dara Sexton. Sexton has the shot. This is dangerous. It's dropping, and it's dropping straight over the bar.
That's a good score.
What a score from Dara Sexton.
Very good score. And normally Kilmurry will identify their kickers and they will try and get them on the ball. And Dara wouldn't be noted for a long kick like that, but that was a great score.
And towards the end of the game, Paul, one thing that we have to do, or that you have to do in your role, is nominate a player of the match. I'm not saying Dara Sexton would be player of the match if we were picking it now, but I think he would probably be in the conversation. Well, he's probably one of those guys that's a 7 or 8 out of 10 every day he goes out. You know, in fairness to him, he never stops working. He's full of running, full of energy. But that was a serious score. Dermot Coughlin now has it again, running at Miltown. Darren Hickey and Canlan has it involved for the first time. Good combination play here now from Kilmurry. Quaylen O'Dea under a lot of pressure, holding on to it well, under a lot of pressure from Miltown, gives it back as far as Dermot King, and Dermot Coughlin has it now, and Kilmurry definitely have that kind of added bit of energy in the first few minutes of the second half. It had dipped a bit towards the end of the first, and they're in now with an opportunity to kick a score. Quaylen O'Dea, his shot however was, I'm not sure, did it get a bit of a deflection? I think it got a small bit of a touch, but it was a poor effort. He didn't look too confident on it. You can see that Darren Canlan is positioning himself on that arc all the time. He's just going over and back trying to get on a ball there to have a shot with his left foot, but Quaylen won't be happy with that one. Shawnee Malone has picked up a small bit of a bang there as well. He's limping slightly, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. Miltown have possession now with Colin Constantine. Switches to play towards their right half back. Their right half back is Sean Nealon. Nealon now taking on his opposite number, holding on to the ball, kicks it off his left,
that's a very good
curls
score.
Over. A superb score. And Paul, the quality of scores here has been
fantastic.
So
and the last 2 scores have been from wing back, so you know, I mean, the scores don't have to come from the inside forward line, they're coming from all over the pitch, and that was a brilliant score. Off his left foot, Sean Nealon just stroked that over the bar. It's a 1 point game, 1-8 to 1-7. Kilmurry leading by a point. Dara Sexton switches the ball now infield as far as the Kilmurry left cornerback. That's Maurice Donnellan, and Evan Talty in the middle of the field pops it off as far as Darren Hickey. Darren Hickey wearing 3. Great ball from Darren Hickey in towards the full forward line into his older brother Shane, and just the quality. It was a great finish, but the quality of the pass, Paul. Yeah, it was a serious pass. Darren Hickey's a very experienced, good footballer, and he found himself way up the pitch there, but it was a great ball in. And in fairness to Shane Hickey, anything he's done today, he's done well.
And he's kicked Kilmurry now into a 2-point lead, 1-9-2-1-7. The latest kick out from Jerry Malone, breaks in the middle of the field. A couple of Miltown men go to ground, and Kilmurry steaming into that with Joshua Maloney. And Darren Cannellan now gives it back to Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey knows he's won the free and takes it quickly, or I'm not sure what he was exactly.
I think he had a free shot there because the advantage was given to him, so he
So small moment of controversy here now, because
he only kicked the ball, Peter, because the ref had indicated it was a free and it was an advantage play. So I'm not sure that's the right call now, but you have to maybe look back at that one later on.
Well, if it's a 1-point game towards the end, and if that 1 point is in favour of Miltown, that particular moment could be talked about for a while.
Yeah, definitely Shane Hickey only took that shot because he thought that he had a free play because he had an advantage. Big call.
So Jerry Malone now takes this kick out. It lands in the middle of the field again, and I think Miltown know that the line ball is going to be theirs. It's now a 1-point game. Kilmurry leading Miltown by 1-9 to 1 goal and 8 points. The line ball taken by Sean Nealon. Miltown man goes to ground inside. That man was Cormac Murray, but there wasn't a push in the back or anything, just went to ground under a bit of pressure, and the line ball is taken quickly. Dermot Coughlin has now Owen Cleary trying to stand him up. Evan Cahill holds onto the ball under a small bit of pressure, pops it as far as Dermot King. Dermot King gives it inside to Dermot Coughlin, and Kilmurry now doing well to switch the play with Quillen O'Dea to the far side of the field where there's a lot more space. Conor Carney pops it off to O'Dea. O'Dea, very fine footballer, very fine soccer player as well, gives it to Dara Sexton. Sexton gives it to Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey now playing with loads and loads of confidence, having put away a super goal in the first half and that latest point there as well, so he's definitely contributing from huge distance out. Dermot Coughlin lands a good effort. The umpire looked interested, but eventually waved it wide.
Yeah, that was from a long way out, and it was some kick of a ball, to be fair. I'm not sure he needed to take it. He had time, but he's very comfortable taking those shots, and as I said before, Kilmurry will like to get the shooters on the ball in the right areas, and Dermot is definitely one of them.
Miltown have a bit of quality on the bench in Oisin Looney, and he's coming in for Michael Murray. Michael Murray jogging out towards the sideline, so Oisin Looney takes his place for Miltown. And just looking at the stopwatch here, we've had about 8 minutes at the start of the second half, so yeah, just over 7 minutes gone in the second half. So the ball is going to be free now for Kilmurry in the middle of the field, and this free is going to be taken by Joshua Maloney wearing number 5. Lovely skillful footballer, gives it back as far as Darren Hickey. Darren Hickey, his previous involvement was that really lovely pass to his brother Shane, who stuck it over the bar. Dara Sexton has it now, and Kilmurry just exerting a small bit of control, looking around, not panicking. Conor Cleary putting the pressure on Darren Hickey, and Cleary pulls in it, and a bit messy there from Kilmurry. Can Miltown do something here? Cormac Murray has it, pops it off as far as Ewan Lenine. Is the shot on here? He's under pressure.
Very good very good defending from Kilmurry there. When Cormac Murray had the ball, you thought they were definitely going to manufacture a score, and unfortunately for Ewan Lenine there, he just carried it into the tackle, and those 3 Kilmurry players just took it off him, and now they're on the break.
Joshua Maloney now coming into the game a lot more in the last few minutes. Great run forward, takes on Paul Frawley. Great run from Maloney into his full forward, who goes to ground. Thought there might have been a free in there, but the referee didn't see it that way. Eventually he blows his whistle. Not 100% sure what's happening here. A bit of a disagreement breaking out inside as well.
I think the Kilmurry lads felt that there was a foul. It looked like it might have been a foul from here, to be honest, but we were looking through the bodies to see it, and I think in fairness to John O'Connell, he couldn't quite see it himself, so he allowed the play to continue, but I think it irked some of the Kilmurry players.
There was a lot of players around. I think it was called Talty. It did look as if it was a free in, to be fair about it. Might have been a marginal call. John O'Connell now having a word here with...
Yeah, I think it was Kevin Tuberty actually that came out and won that ball. He slid into it and he tried to get to his feet, and there was a couple of tackles went in, and I think it was adjudged.
John O'Connell now having had a word there a couple of seconds ago with two of the more experienced players in around there, Shane Hickey and Sean Malone. So he's carded the two of them for whatever happened in there.
And well, you know, Kevin Turberry's a young player, so in fairness to Shane Hickey, he's an experienced player. He's going to stand up for his younger teammate. And
so Miltown had been awarded a free, but they took it from the wrong place. So John O'Connell says if to go back there a small bit, back beyond the 45, and play will resume now eventually, and that's exactly what happens. Darren McDonough does very well under huge pressure from Joshua Maloney.
I don't think Josh Maloney did too much wrong there now, to be honest. Darren McDonough is a big man, and he held him up well. He did very well.
Definitely it was a
marginal. Seems to be a little bit of niggle creeping in here now, and obviously there's only 1 point in the game, and it's getting halfway through the second half nearly now, and it's getting interesting.
It's a 1 point game. Kilmurry Ibrickane leading Miltown by 1-9-2-1-8, and we've had exactly 10 minutes of the second half, so 20 minutes left. It's the first round of the championship, and well, nobody wants to lose the first round, but you definitely don't want to lose the first round to your nearest neighbours. And the quality of football has been very, very good at times. There's been good intensity, good attack and play, good defending. The last 20 minutes are going to be absolutely intriguing. Dara Sexton, for a second there, I thought he was lining up an effort from outside the arc, but he thought better of it. And Kilmurry now looking to maybe get into a better position here. But
very disappointing effort there.
From their point of view, Carl Talty just underhit that. Didn't quite get over it.
And I think when you find when the ball is dropped short into the keeper's hands, there's a great opportunity to break at pace. So Miltown now are on the attack, and they really need to do something with this.
That's exactly what Miltown are doing with Conor Cleary. Gives it to Owen wearing 13, spills it under pressure from Darren Hickey. Referee's playing advantage. Free shot here for Owen Cleary.
That's a brilliant score.
What a point from Cleary from an angle. Into the breeze.
If you're Martin Guerin from Miltown, you're saying get the ball into Owen Cleary, because I think he's had 3 or 4 shots and he's scored all of them. You know, so he just needs to get more of the ball.
5th point from Cleary, absolutely.
5 points, yeah.
Superb. Conan Mead now wearing 17 is going to be introduced for Miltown. Not 100% sure yet who's coming off. In fact, it's number 12, Keane Mahoney is coming off. So the second substitution there from Miltown. It's a level game, as they say, here in Clare. 1-9 apiece. Kilmurry 1-9, Miltown 1-9. 12 minutes gone in the second half. It's all to play for. David Sexton looking around now, trying to see, is somebody going to make a run? Would he go short? Would he go towards the sideline, or would he just bang it down the middle and hope for the best? That's what he does, and it worked well for Kilmurry because they win that breaking ball. Shane Hickey has it now, wearing 15, playing in a kind of a centre forward position. Great ball forward from Hickey. Shot on here now for Kilmurry, and that's straight over the bar.
Yeah, it's a very good score.
Super score there from Kilmurry, number 12, and that's Colin Considine. And just the slickness of the movement.
Well, in fairness to Darren Callan, like, he knew he was under pressure to catch that ball, so he tapped it down, and the pass in then by Shane Hickey was amazing. And in fairness to young Colin Considine, he won the ball out in front, one turn straight over the bar, and that's a big score now. It's put them 1 point ahead again.
So Colin Considine, in fact, that was his last involvement. He's been substituted, and let's just see, Killian Darcy wearing 19 has been introduced, and I suppose a point well worth making, and it's been made during the week. Kilmurry missing a lot of players, 7 from last year's county final, Paul.
And there's a lot of new names, but these lads have come up through the underage ranks in Kilmurry. They've played schools finals. They're good footballers, and it's a great day to introduce them.
And they're proving that here tonight. Shot now on for
Talty. Unbelievable score.
Outstanding.
Yeah, outstanding score. Very comfortable, very confident kicking that with his left boot. And the Miltown lad should be forewarned on that, because that's his shot, off his left foot, and that's a fantastic score to put them 2 ahead now.
And what's even more impressive about that, Paul, is that previously his last shot by his standards, was poor.
Well, you'll find that the really good forwards, they'll keep taking the shot if it's the right thing to do, and luckily for him, that one paid off.
That was a quality score. We've had a lot of quality here in Clare this evening, and that was as good as any moment. Free for Kilmurry, taken quickly by Dara Sexton, but that's cut out, and it's cut out by his opposite number, Stephen Murphy, wearing 7. Colin Mead on the ball. Shawnee Malone has it now, gives it to Conor Cleary. Miltown no, they've got to get the next score. Cleary pops it to his brother Owen Cleary now, trying to take on Kilmurry, takes the shoulder from Darren Conlon, gives it back as far as Darren McDonough from a huge distance out has a shot, but he must have known. I hadn't seen the advantage, but he must have known there was advantage.
I'm not sure he did, to be honest, and I'm not even sure what the free was for. I thought that was a fair challenge by Darren Conlon. It looked like shoulder-to-shoulder contact on Owen Cleary, and I'm sure Owen is delighted to take this free because it didn't seem like one.
Dermot Coughlin was wondering what was happening there, so Ewan Lenine is going to take this from outside the arc. So if it does go over, the game will be level, as long as he doesn't step inside the arc, I suppose, when he's taking it. But I'm sure he's well aware of that. So Ewan Lenine from just outside the arc, it's at an acute angle. It's a 2-point game. Kilmurry leading by 2, so Ewan Lenine gets behind that, strikes it well, straight over the bar, but it's just a one. Well, the white flag is waved, but
it's a 2-pointer.
It's a 2-pointer. Yeah. For a second there, I was doubting myself.
Well, I think the umpire was doubting the colour of the flag too, to be honest. But that's a level and score, 1-11 apiece now, and we're set for a cracking finale to this game.
Absolutely super score there from Lenine from that acute angle. It was a pressure kick, and just looking at the new rules, Paul. I mean, we've seen through the Intercounty Championship season how the game has been transformed. And to be honest, we can see it here tonight as well, can't we?
Well, you can. I mean, these slender leads are, a 5 or 6 point lead is a slender lead nowadays if you can get a couple of 2-pointers. So I can see the Kilmurry players are just starting to tell each other to just calm on the ball and not panic too much, and they're very good at that, to be fair to them.
The signal sent out there by Darren Conlon. Conor Carney has it now. Carney linking up with Shane Hickey. They're at opposite ends, I suppose, of the experience ladder. Dermot Coughlin looking around now, taking on Conor Cleary. Coughlin looking for somebody maybe to make a run off his shoulder. Dara Sexton is free in the left half back position, small bit of space in front of him here now, in front of us in the stand in Clare. 1-11 apiece. Dara Sexton pops it inside to Conor Carney. Quail Nodee has it now. Nice spell of control, I suppose, here from Kilmurry, just not willing to kick it away, just want I suppose to make the right decision, Paul. And
Quail Nodee, to be fair to him, he hasn't really been devastating from a scoring point of view, but he's got his hands on a lot of ball, and he has set up a lot of attacks for Kilmurry.
Kilmurry now, their right half back had the opportunity there. It's very minimal opportunity, I suppose, Joshua Maloney, but as he was kicking, he was just fairly tackled.
Yeah, he was under a lot of pressure, and the Miltown defender did really well there, so it's out for a Miltown goal kick.
We've 13 minutes left here in Clare. It's level, 1-11 each. Kilmurry, Ibrickane and Miltown deadlocked when they met last year in the quarter-final of the championship. It was quite a comprehensive win for Kilmurry. It's a lot tighter today, and it's a real battle. And now perhaps Miltown have an opportunity with Sean Nealon to go a point up, but Nealon's shot is very well dealt with inside by the Miltown goalkeeper, and that was David Sexton. Dealt with that extremely capably, and Kilmurry now have an opportunity with Diarmuid King to break, pops it to Joshua Maloney. Maloney has Dermot Coughlin free inside, but he opts instead to take on Miltown, takes on the shot and puts that over the bar. Super score. And just to see these young players on both sides, Paul, popping up, taking on the responsibility and kicking real quality scores.
The Kilmurry half back line have all scored from play now, and that's serious going in these conditions. And I think you see that the Miltown wing back has scored as well, so they're getting up and down the pitch, and you can see that particularly when there's a ball into the keeper's hands or a turnover, the movement is quite good and quite quick and leads to shots on goal.
Miltown now have it again with Gerald Curtin. Curtin gives it back to Darren McDonough. McDonough pops it inside to Owen Cleary. Cleary's been operating in pockets around the middle third, looking for that small bit of space, taking the ball on the run, lining up the shot as he does now, and well, that one
narrowly wide, but you can see every time he gets on the ball, he's going at pace and he's trying to get onto his left foot, and he's very hard to hold up when he's going at full belt, and that was just a narrow wide.
And such an intelligent player as well. He knows where to look for in terms of taking that pop pass, gets that small bit of space.
Yeah, he's coming out a bit deeper now to get on the ball as well and run at the Kilmurry backs, but it's
Darren Canlan now flicks it. Beautiful flick from Canlan. Didn't bend the back. Pops it as far as Quillen O'D. O'D is in on goal. Opportunity. Great save. But it's to the back of the net. Initially it deflected off the goalkeeper, but seemed to deflect off his leg into the net ball. Pivotal goal.
It looked like that the keeper had done well there and saved it, but it rebounded off his leg and back into the net. But as he was bearing down on goal, I was convinced he was going to try and fist it over the bar. But no, he had the confidence to go for a goal, and that's a big score.
And what a beautiful moment from Darren Canlan to flick that up on the run, didn't bend the back. It was a great moment.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and he's on the ball again now, Quillen O'D. And
so it's a 4-point lead now for Kilmurry. That goal from O'D will be pivotal. Ger Malone looked as if he had possibly saved it, but it just deflected in off his leg into the back of the net. Point from distance. It looks as if it is a point. It is definitely a point from distance from Diarmaid King. And it's really now swung significantly in Kilmurry's favour, leading by 2:13 to 1:11.
Yeah, that's a massive 2 minutes of play there, really, to be honest. And in fairness, Kilmurry have been clinical when they've got the ball, and they've moved it forward a little bit quicker than Miltown, and it's paid dividends when they've got it into the inside line. And that's another good ball in there now.
So Kilmurry now absolutely buzzing. Colin Talty did superbly to hold on to that. He's got a right foot, but it didn't quite work as well as his left. It goes up in the air, and it's pulled down there by the Miltown cornerback Cormac Devitt. Miltown know that they've got to do something here. There's 9 minutes left. They're 5 points down. They've got to more or less get the next score, but they're not going to do it like that unless Conor Cleary can win this breaking ball. But instead Dermot Coughlin breaks out with the ball for Kilmurry in from full
that was an amazing piece of defending there by Quillen O'D. He covered most of the pitch there to get back and get a hand in, and to be fair to him, outside of the goal, his work rate in the second half has been superb.
From a distance now, Shane Hickey has a shot, but you knew by his own body language before it landed that it was going wide because the head was down. But Kilmurry are still leading by 5 points, 2:13 to 1:11.
It's going to be important now for Miltown to get their hands on the ball from this kick out.
Ger Malone now looking around. Is he going to pump it long? Is he going to look wide? He goes for the long option. It's broken by Evan Cahill, but picked up by Miltown in the middle third with Conor Cleary now. Cleary looks to go direct, but there's a lot of Kilmurry defenders in there, and one of them is Dermot Coughlin. Dermot Coughlin, a noted attacking player, but showed really read that very well, Paul, didn't he?
He did. It was a poor ball by Owen Cleary. He just kicked it forward in hope. There was 4 Kilmurry defenders around, I think, 1 Miltown attacker there, so he really didn't have a whole lot of options, so he had to get the ball in, and it didn't work out well for them.
So Kilmurry now in possession again behind their own 45. Gareth Sexton pops it on to Evan Cahill. Evan Cahill bursting forward. Good run from Cahill. Links up there with eventually Darren Canlan from distance. Canlan has a great left foot. It bounces. Chaos inside. Ger Malone come off the line to try to control it, but it bounces over the bar, and that.
Not really sure what happened there. Did it bounce off the top of the bar and back and over it again? But either which way, there's a white flag raised anyway, and that gives.
Goes over the bar. Now let's see. The flag has been waved. Kilmurry now making a couple of substitutions as well. Joe Kelly, the linesman, is getting the attention of the referee, Joe O'Connell. It's a 6-point game now, 2:14 to Miltown's 1:11, and a couple of substitutions here. Jason Cusson, wearing number 24, is coming in, and we'll just see who's.
Shane Hickey, I think, is coming off for him.
Hickey's coming off. It's been a great performance from Shane Hickey
and young Kevin Tuberty as well.
And Kevin Tuberty as well. making way for the second substitution. Darren Conlon, he's made some impact.
He has made a big impact since he's come on, and he's made the impact around the middle of the park, winning kickouts and breaking ball and stuff like that. So in fairness to him, it's been an inspired substitution really at half time.
Yeah, it really has worked very, very well. So let's see now, Kilmurry playing with huge confidence far side of the field. Another substitute, Diarmuid Comer, wearing 17, is involved in his first possession. Kilmurry now, Darren Hickey holds on to it, gives it to Dermot Coughlin. Kilmurry they've just got to, more or less from their point of view, control the last 5 or 6 minutes. When they're in possession, just pop it around, run down the clock. Miltown they've got to push up, try and win the ball back, and somehow get the next score, and maybe then we could be in for an interesting last 4 or 5 minutes. But in the meantime, Darren Hickey has it now, but not the greatest ball forward from Darren Hickey, and Miltown have it back. Conor Cleary now bursting forward. There's a bit of space in front of Cleary, taking on Diarmuid King. Gives it to Ewan Lenine. Lenine pops it outside him. Shawnee Malone's making a run as well. Outside, Cormac Murray. Murray goes to ground. Definitely a free in. And will Miltown just opt to pop this over, bring it down to a 5-point game and try and win the kick out? Conor Cleary's going to take, or Owen Cleary's going to take it. And is that the call, Paul?
I think look, there's 5 minutes plus whatever additional time, so there's plenty of time. Keep the scoreboard ticking over. Owen is around a long time. He knows that. 2-pointers are in play. A breakaway attack from a bad pass there. Darren Hickey won't be happy with that one. He had all the time in the world and he just skewed it. And it's very dangerous because you're out of position then, and he was out of position. And Milton came down, and the Kilmurry lads were just never going to let him through on goal, so they opted to give away the free.
So it's a 5-point game, 2-14, which is 20 points, 1-12 for Miltown, which is 15, and the advantage with Kilmurry Ibrickane. Darren Conlon, outstanding again, and as you said a couple of minutes ago, I mean, he's more, well, although his pass there wasn't a good one, we just put the hex on him. It was a great catch, but then the free for the mark went astray. Miltown have it back now with Owen Cleary. Is Cleary going to have a cut here from quite an acute angle, trying to link up with Cormac Murray. Murray surrounded by 3 or 4 defenders. He's got to play it. John O'Connell says advantage. It's a free in, so this will bring it back to 4 points.
Yeah, and actually, if John had seen Owen Cleary coming off the shoulder there, like the pop pass was given, and maybe at that stage Cormac had overplayed it a bit, but there's a little bit more intent from Miltown now because they have to, and they're running at them, and you can see when they run at the defence there between Owen and Conor Cleary and Cormac Murray, like that they will cause you trouble, and they leave the defender with a situation where he has to either allow him to get a shot away or force him to give a free, which they've done there, and this should be a tap over free now to bring it back to 4 with about 5 minutes or so left.
Ewan Lenino is going to take this. Darren Hickey is on the ground. Seems to be tying his lace, so maybe
I think Darren's around a long time. I'd say experience, slow down the play there a little bit, and you can't blame him really.
Tying his lace, putting on the gloves. Ewan Lenine takes the free. It's now a 4-point game, 2-14 to 1-13 in favour of Kilmurry. So it's, I suppose, stating the obvious, Miltown will be very, very keen to maybe push up on this kick out, win the kick out, and just keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and they've done well in the last few kickouts now, to be fair, Miltown, so Kilmurry have worked a short one there, and that's a cardinal sin now for Miltown to allow them to work that out like that. They should have put them under a little bit more pressure.
And very intelligent kick out, given that they were given that opportunity for Kilmurry just to hold on to it, and as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago there, just run down the clock a small bit. Will Nodee pops it as far as Diarmuid King. Darren Sexton. Darren Hickey gives it to Evan Talty. Evan Talty bursting forward now up against Oisin Looney. Good defending there from Looney. Talty spills it momentarily, gets it back. Ball out over the sideline. Or is it out over the end line? It's out over the in line, in fact. And with a couple of minutes left, Paul, just to be having a thinking about player of the match.
Funny enough, today there's been scores from every line on the pitch. There's been good work rate from most of the players that were out there today. Have worked really, really hard. on and off the ball. And to be honest, it's not an easy job to pick man of the match today, but there's another couple of minutes left, so we won't make any decision just yet.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good performances, in fairness, from both teams. That kick out went slightly wrong there for...
You could see what he was trying to do there. In fairness, he was very close to hitting his mark. Yeah, exactly.
So the line ball now is taken by Kilmurry, and it's back with Dermot Coughlin. Dermot Coughlin looking around, just soling the ball 3 or 4 times, finds Darren Hickey, who gives it back to Coughlin. Coughlin now looking for somebody, and he finds Quail Nodee. He's had a very, very influential game, it has to be said. Can Kilmurry now create an opportunity to put over maybe a clenching score? And that man that we mentioned, and I'd imagine, Paul, not making your decision for you, Quail Nodee has to be in the frame there.
Yeah, he was quite fortunate there actually, because the Kilmurry substitute had come on and had given the ball away, but it got a nice bounce back and he was running onto it, so it was...
So 2:15 to 1:13, Kilmurry lead, and the Kilmurry on the sideline roaring on every single play from their men on the field. Dara Sexton has it now. Kilmurry know with Dermot Coughlin they just have to play them the last few minutes. We're into injury time. Not 100% sure how many minutes of injury time will be played, but I'd imagine maybe about 3 minutes or thereabouts, 2 or 3 minutes. In fact, Joe Kelly has just confirmed on the sideline 3 minutes of injury time. So
well, this is where Kilmurry are normally very comfortable, and no more so than Dermot Coughlin. You know, he's a fantastic footballer and he's well able to keep control of the ball, so he's running the clock down here. Very frustrating for Miltown, they can't get the ball back, but Kilmurry won't mind.
So Conor Carney now playing cornerback, has it under a small bit of pressure from Conor Cleary, eventually just kicks it all over the sideline.
I mean, Conor Cleary is a huge man, and for such a young, small defender, you know, you don't want to be running into him.
And sometimes, I don't know, did he deliberately kick it out over the sideline or not, but sometimes you're as well to just kick it dead and reset.
Yeah.
So Miltown have now, they more or less, if they're to any chance to get a result out of this, need to get either a 2-pointer straight away or a goal and then try and win the kick out. But with a minute gone and just about a minute and 40 left of injury time, it's looking very, very unlikely. Owen Cleary now has the cut for the 2-pointer. It's a decent effort, but it drifts wide, and I suppose he just had to do it. He had to have a go.
Yeah, he had to have a go. And to be honest, even if it had gone over, I'm not so sure it would be enough. I saw Conor Cleary run in around the square there, so I think he was actually hoping that he'd just lob it into the square there and have a chance.
Dara Sexton on the ground now, and he's indicating that he has to come off. I'd say it might be cramp. Don't think it's a hamstring.
Well, in fairness to Dara Sexton, he's covered every blade of grass. He's worked extremely hard, and that's the type of player he is. He's an up and down energy player, and I think the ref's telling him to get up now and get on with the game.
So Dara Sexton is coming off. John O'Connell is saying you have to go off. The physio is in for a word to see what the story is. So
it looks like they're bringing Colin Considine back on again.
So Colin Considine, wearing 12, will be reintroduced, coming on for Dara Sexton. Dara Sexton limping off. He's had a super game. He's given some service to Kilmurry over the years, and none more so than this evening. He definitely has been one of many players who played very, very well. Another man who's been super on. He hasn't been on the field for the whole game, but he's been brilliant while he's been on. Is Darren Canlan, and what an option he's for kickouts. Paul just landed on top of him.
Yeah, I mean he's. I'd say he's pretty much got his hands on every ball. If he didn't win it cleanly, he broke it to one of his own players. And you know, Darren would be noted for his shooting, but I mean, to be fair, he's been exceptional around that ball there this evening in the middle of the park.
Another man who's been very good all through. What is Dermot Coughlin? Darren Hickey has it now. Hickey gives it back to Morris Donlan, the cornerback, but Kilmurry give it away. So can Miltown take advantage? They've got advantage here. John O'Connell has his hand up in the air. Can they make something happen? Cormac Murray has it, but there's about 4 Kilmurry players around him. John O'Connell says it's a free in to Miltown. We've had 3.5 minutes at this stage now of injury time, so I'd imagine probably the next time the ball goes dead, that's probably going to be it. So let's see what Owen Cleary does here. I suppose as well, Paul, in the group stages, sometimes scoring difference can make a difference. So maybe bang it over.
He's putting it down on the ground here, so I don't know if he's just trying to chip it into the box. But you'd be kind of management point of view, you'd be encouraging him to put it over the bar, really, to be honest, because I think the game is over now anyway.
So Conor Cleary hits that, or Owen Cleary hits that, but it drifts wide, and by his standards, he'd be disappointed with that one. So it's still a 5-point game. Kilmurry 2-15, Miltown 1-13, and we've, as you can see on the screen there, more than just over 4 minutes gone in injury time. So this could well be a final kick out for David Sexton. The rain just beginning to come down here in Clare, largely thankfully stayed away for most of the game. John O'Connell blows the final whistle, and a comprehensive 5-point victory for Kilmurry Ibrickane, 2-15 to Miltown's 1-13. I suppose a few pivotal moments, Paul, but none more so than that second goal for Kilmurry from Quaylen O'D, and it came from the lovely flick from Darren Callan, the man that we have said played really well when he came on.
Yeah, I think Miltown will probably be disappointed. Like the game went away from them in the space of about 90 seconds. A goal and a point. Just they were right in that game, and it was a good game, and it was a close game, and the scoreline of 5 points in the end may slightly flatter Kilmurry, but definitely I think they were the better team on the day. They were the better team on the day.
Just talking here, Patrick Murray, he's saying he didn't see it coming.
Well,
maybe none of us did.
I think on the way in today there was quite a few people that were suggesting that Miltown would probably be that little bit stronger and that little bit further down the line in terms of their development for the younger players. And always with Miltown, when you've got Owen Cleary and Cormac Murray and players like that up front, you have a chance. It was a very good game, to be honest. It was a really, really close game. There was a lot of star performers on both teams. As I said, Owen Cleary got some great scores. Conor worked really hard on the middle, and I thought some of the younger players did really well today. And Cormac Murray, of course, looked dangerous every time he got the ball. But for Kilmurry, you'd have to say Dermot Coughlin had an outstanding first half, for 20 minutes, and he came into it and controlled it a lot there when they needed, somebody with experience near the end. And Darren Callan, for playing only 34 minutes, I mean, he was right up there as a contender for man of the match in terms of his contribution, because there was a long period of time there where they couldn't get their hands on the ball, and I think he won every kick out, or certainly broke ball for his teammates. And Darragh Sexton at wing back, never stopped working. He came off with cramp. That's a great sign as a manager. There's two things with cramp. You're coming off with cramp because you're not fit, and he is definitely fit, so he's coming off because he's worked his socks off, and that was a great sign. So real honourable mention to Darragh Sexton today, because I thought he was really good. And a lot of the younger debutant players did well, but for me, I think the man of match today would have to be the number 11 for Kilmurry, Quaylen O'D. And even before that last score, where you were prompted me that he might be a contender, it wasn't for his scoring. I know he got a goal, but he came out around the park, he got his hands on ball. He dispossessed one of the Miltown players who was bearing in on goal inside the 45, his own 45. And when you're a forward that's known for your skill and your talent, as a manager, what you're looking for then is work rate to go with it, and he had an abundance of it today. So, to be fair, I think he's a deserving man in the match today. And of course, he did get that goal, which really turned the game.
Well, it was a fascinating 67 or 8 minutes of football here in Clare. The pitch was in excellent condition, loads of very good scores, lots of good defending, but eventually Kilmurry pulled away to win by 5 points. So it's finished here, Kilmurry 2-15, St. Joseph's Miltown 1-13. And just a final word, Paul, before we wrap on this part of it, and hopefully we'll be speaking to the player of the match, Quaylen O'D, in a few minutes to see what he's got to say about it. Your overall, you've seen a good number of the games of the 6 games. This was the 6th game of the TUS Senior Football Championship. Your early impressions?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Arogue have come into the championship as most people's favourites, and after a nervy 20 minutes yesterday against Cratloe, their performance thereafter was, really, really sharp, really strong, and you'd have to say that they've been a standout team. very impressed with Kilmurry Bricken tonight, and every Kilmurry Bricken team that come into a championship are going to be thereabouts. Lizzie Casey put up a very big score today, so we know their credentials. And Ennis Diamond got through a battle against Doonbeg yesterday, which we knew was going to be a battle. So they've obviously won now, and they're into round 2 with a win behind them. And the other side of it is that teams that lost the first round are still in the championship. And in this group in particular, now looking at it, you've got Miltown now are going to go into a game against Lizzie Casey, and it'll be a must-win game for them. And that could go anyway. I know Lizzie Casey had a great win, but Miltown, they've been there, they've a lot of good players, a lot of experienced players. They'll be disappointed with tonight, but they're still in the championship, as are Cratloe and all the other teams who lost round 1, Doonbeg. But so far, there's been some really good scores taken from all over the pitch. The new rules are definitely adding to the game. You can see that teams are going up and down the pitch, players are coming down with cramp because they've worked themselves so hard during the time on the pitch. And what I would say is that nobody has lost a championship in round 1 after round 1, and also nobody has won one. So there's a long way to go. There's 2 more games in the group for each team, and it's taking shape.
Well, it's been really entertaining here in Clare. It finished in a 5-point victory for Kilmurry Bricken, 215 to 113. So thanks very much indeed to Paul Madden for providing co-commentary and analysis all evening. So for myself, Peter O'Connell, we'll talk to you again soon, and hopefully we'll maybe speak to somebody from Kilmurry in the next few minutes, and we can bring that to you later. So thanks again, and good evening from Clare.